In the early years of the jet age, when the world was rapidly changing and the sky became the new battlefield of power and prestige, the Soviet Union faced a serious challenge. High-altitude bombers were becoming faster, higher, and more dangerous, and traditional aircraft were no longer enough to defend national airspace. It was during this tense period that a bold idea began to take shape inside Russian aviation design circles, an interceptor built not just to fly, but to dominate the upper limits of the sky. That idea would become known as the Lavochkin La-200. The story of the Lavochkin La-200 begins in an era when speed meant survival and altitude meant control. Engineers knew that future wars would not start on land or sea, but above the clouds. The La-200 was envisioned as a guardian of the skies, designed to intercept enemy bombers before they could reach strategic targets. It was not built for dogfights or close combat. It was built for one purpose only: interception at extreme speed. From the very beginning, the aircraft represented ambition. Twin jet engines, a powerful radar system for its time, and a sleek, aggressive design that looked forward rather than backward. The fuselage was shaped to cut through thin air at high altitude, while the nose housed radar equipment that gave pilots the ability to detect threats long before visual contact. This was advanced thinking for its era, a glimpse into the future of air defense. As the aircraft took shape inside massive factories, raw metal panels were riveted together by hand. Engineers pored over blueprints, constantly refining the design. Every line of the aircraft was tested in wind tunnels, every system examined under pressure. This was not simply an airplane, it was a statement. A message that Russia would not fall behind in the race for aerial supremacy. When the prototype finally rolled out, it looked unlike anything before it. Large, powerful, and unmistakably built for speed, the La-200 carried the promise of a new generation of interceptors. Test pilots described it as demanding but powerful, an aircraft that required respect. At high speeds, it felt alive, responding sharply to control inputs while maintaining stability at altitude. Despite its promise, the La-200 existed at a crossroads of aviation history. Technology was evolving so quickly that even cutting-edge designs risked becoming obsolete. Newer interceptors were already being planned, and missile technology was beginning to change air combat forever. Yet the La-200 played a crucial role in shaping what came next. Lessons learned from its development influenced future aircraft designs, radar integration, and interceptor doctrine. Fast forward to the modern era, and Russia's approach to air power reflects decades of accumulated experience. The philosophy behind aircraft like the La-200 still echoes today: speed, reach, and control of the skies. Under modern leadership, Russia continues to emphasize strong air defense and advanced aviation technology as pillars of national security. Vladimir Putin's Russia places heavy importance on symbols of strength, and aviation remains one of the most powerful symbols of all. Aircraft are not just machines, they represent sovereignty, technological independence, and deterrence. When modern Russian jets take to the skies bearing the national tricolor, they carry forward a legacy that began with early projects like the Lavochkin La-200. The Russian flag, white, blue, and red, now represents continuity rather than ideology. It stands for a nation that has transformed while retaining its focus on strategic defense. The La-200, though born in a different political era, fits into this broader narrative of Russian aviation heritage, a stepping stone toward the advanced fighters and interceptors seen today. What makes the La-200 especially fascinating is that it was never meant to be famous. It was not designed for air shows or propaganda posters. It was designed quietly, tested rigorously, and evaluated honestly. Its purpose was practical, its role specific. And yet, its influence outlived its operational relevance. Today, when we look back at the La-200, we see more than metal and engines. We see the mindset of engineers who were pushing boundaries with limited technology. We see pilots willing to test unproven machines at dangerous altitudes. And we see a nation determined to protect its skies at any cost. Modern Russian air power, often showcased in dramatic imagery and powerful displays, stands on the shoulders of these early designs. Every advanced radar system, every supersonic interceptor, traces part of its lineage back to aircraft like the La-200. It was a learning platform, a proof of concept, and a bridge between generations. In a world where technology moves fast and attention spans are short, it is easy to forget the aircraft that paved the way. But understanding machines like the Lavochkin La-200 helps us understand how air power evolved, how strategic thinking changed, and why control of the skies remains as important today as it was decades ago. The story of the La-200 is not about victory or defeat. It is about ambition, experimentation, and progress. It is about a moment in time when engineers dared to imagine faster, higher, and stronger aircraft, even when success was uncertain. And as modern Russia continues to project strength through its aerospace industry, the legacy of aircraft like the Lavochkin La-200 remains quietly embedded in every jet that roars into the sky under the Russian flag. This is the story of an aircraft built at the dawn of the jet age, remembered not for how long it flew, but for how far it helped aviation go.